Hello.
So this is going to be the second episode for My
Yeah.
Otome. Yeah. And then we're still talking about Amnesia Memories, and this time we're going on Ikki's route. Yay!
Woo woo.
Woo woo. Well, um, Ikki's interesting.
Is Ikki icky?
He's not icky, like overall, I would say, but just his whole storyline, you're just sitting here like, are you good? Are you okay?
He's not like dog cage level dude.
No. He's no Toma.
Yeah.
But for Ikki, you start off, as you know, you have amnesia,
Mhm.
and you wake up in your world with, Orion being your only friend.
As one does, yeah.
Yeah. But you wake up, Ikki's already your boyfriend. You wake up in your room this time.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, you don't wake up in a hospital already. You wake up in your room, you look at your phone, your only contact is Ikki. I think. I think that's the one where your only contact is Ikki.
Hmm.
I can't remember. I think it happens where all of them, your only contact is like your boyfriend for some reason.
Dang. I guess you're just lonely.
Or either this is the one where you have all your contacts, but everybody's just like, you list everything as your contact. Like even the pizza man.
Even the pizza.
And he's just listed as pizza man, and I'm like, that's weird, but okay.
Not the pizza man.
Yeah. But in this route, you're not friends with Toma. You're not friends with Shin.
No, not Shin.
Yeah.
I
Neither of
understand
them are your
Toma,
friends
but
in this route.
okay.
They're just your coworkers.
Oh.
In
Okay.
fact, Toma doesn't even come up in this route, I don't believe. Except, oh wait, he does come up once.
Once.
I forgot. He's not your friend. You guys don't hang out anymore, but he is your stepbrother, not stepbrother anymore.
What?
Yeah, because his mom and his dad broke up, and then his mom got with your dad, and then he was your stepbrother, and then they got divorced, and then she married another dude, so he's not your stepbrother anymore, but he still treats you like a sibling.
That's so awkward knowing the context of his route.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't show up till later though.
Okay.
But in this route, you're immediately Ikki's girlfriend, and you have like one month left in your relationship.
What? What?
Yeah.
1 month
Because
left in your did man put a timer on?
you do have a timeline for your relationship. He only dates a girl for 3 months.
Wait, wait. Wow. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and you're on the last month left, and you don't know anything.
So why didn't he just dip?
Because he likes to go through those 3 months. But of course, you're not like other girls. So you're on month 3, and he's still like, why don't you love me yet?
What?
This is I want you to love me. I wish you loved me.
And now you don't have your memories, so you're like, okay.
And you're sitting here in this relationship like, are you good? Orion's like, don't trust this man. This man's a playboy. Because he calls you, tells you that you're going on a date. This is how you wake up. But then when you go outside, because he tells you that he's gonna be there in 30 minutes, and you're like waiting there for 30 extra minutes. You go outside to see where he is. He's surrounded by girls, and they're all
Mm.
like, "Leave your girlfriend. You should date one of us. Your girlfriend's so ugly and plain."
What?
Yeah. And he's like, I still got a month left in this relationship, girlies. I can hang out with you another day.
Wow.
And of course, he's not wearing his sunglasses too.
Mhm. Oh, that's this guy. Okay.
Yeah, he's the one with the magical fuck me eyes.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. I'm
Yeah.
following now.
Oh, yeah. That backstory is because he says as a child nobody liked him or paid attention to him, so he wished on a star that girls would like him, and instead they gave him magical fuck me eyes.
What kind of Pinocchio story is this? Okay.
Yeah, he does bring that up later on. Now, but if you watch the show, you don't ever get that backstory. Instead, you just die.
Oh, okay.
This is the route I was too cautious on instead of loving.
Mhm.
Yeah. And it made me feel like the bad guy for being as cautious as I was for trying to live.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, after that, you go back inside. He comes back over there to find you. Actually, no. Yeah, yeah, you go back inside, and he comes back to find you, and he's like, "Oh, sorry it took so long. I took off my glasses, and I just didn't think there would be anybody around, and all these girls came around," and you're just like, "Okay,
So
that's."
you didn't like just walk away?
And then, of course, Orion's like, "This is weird, but what do you mean?"
Yeah.
And then he's also
Mm.
like, "Don't let me in. I promise I won't do anything to you. I we can't be alone together." Okay, sure.
Ugh.
You're never gonna stop hearing that. You just gotta get
Okay.
used to it.
Okay.
I don't know why. I don't know why warning me that you have no self-control is romantic, but okay.
Yeah, like yikes.
Like, thanks for telling me. I feel unsafe.
I think I should lock my door and not call you back.
So of course, throughout your relationship, all your days are lined up with his as well. So all the days you have off, he has off. Your whole work schedule is lined up with his,
Mhm.
which to me is like weird. I would never want to line up my work schedule with my boyfriend's.
Mm, I mean, I guess it depends, cause like, if you wanna be able to plan dates easier, it would kind of make sense.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, it just feels a little clingy and obsessive.
I mean, like, if you have, like, the exact same schedule, like, you go to work at the same time, you get
That's
home
what
from work
that's
at the
what the
same time.
schedule was. Their schedules was the exact same.
Oh, I thought you meant, like, they just had the same days off. Yeah, no, that's definitely yeah, no.
Same work shifts and everything.
Mm, no, I see where you're coming from with that.
Yeah, so we go on our little date, and it's just like us walking around, him in his sunglasses, and he's like, "Why are you so quiet?" And I'm just here like, why in every storyline am I just such a chatty person?
For real, that you being quiet for 5 seconds. they're like, what's going on?
Are you okay? Are you feeling sick?
Why are you not
Which, I mean,
talking?
I was like, oh my God, that's so sweet. For someone who's supposed to be like coming off as a playboy, the fact that you immediately noticed something was wrong
Yeah.
as someone who's supposed to be my boyfriend, good on you.
Mhm.
And of course, he just thinks I'm sick, and then he's like, okay, I'll talk to you later. Just go home, take a good nap. He really isn't the problem in in the storyline. He's not the problem,
Oh, wow.
ironically enough. He's a great boyfriend,
Mhm.
which makes everything about him great but boring.
Mhm. Mhm. As that happens, when they're a great boyfriend, they're absolutely boring. You gotta toss them out.
I mean, but I was playing this with survival instincts installed
Mhm.
because the crazy, the crazy is in here. The crazy comes from his magical fucking eyeballs.
I'm sorry. The laugh killed me.
The crazy comes from his magical fucking eyeballs and his fan cult.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense.
So while you're having your happy dappy little relationship with this man for like your last month, and Orion's over here like, you can't trust it. And I'm like, he's being really nice. He's not being like a terrible person. I kind of want to trust him and tell him I have amnesia. You know, it
Yeah.
would make
I
sense to
think
tell
I
him.
think I think Orion's safety radar is broken.
Yeah, because like the whole time he's telling me that Ikki is just a terrible person. I'm agreeing half the time because of like some of the shit he says is just like, why are you offering to go to karaoke with these groups of girls when you know you're dating me?
Yeah, especially when you know the effects of like if you take your sunglasses off.
But of course, I also know the reason why he was doing that, so they didn't come after me, but
Uh,
I'm still me.
yeah.
I take ownership over fictional characters. Of course, I'm going to be upset and mad that you're still going out on a date with these women.
I mean, that's fair. For a time, they are yours.
And then they die.
Yes, and then they die or you die.
Yeah. But of course, great little relationship. I'm also getting these messages on my phone every day telling me, where's your daily report?
Daily report?
Of course, me being amnesia addict, I just think,
What?
is that not a word?
You said amnesiatic. It's
Yeah.
amnesiac.
Oh,
It- I was so confused. I thought my brain, for some reason, made me think you meant like somebody who was addicted to amnesia.
me with my amnesia.
I guess in that case, you would be an amnesiatic. Okay, but you being an amnesiac.
Yeah, I just think these daily reports are for my job. So
Mm,
then I go to work. And of course, this is the one where Waka, my manager,
uh-huh.
this is a storyline where he's like the customer is the enemy.
Oh, the hot
Yeah.
tyrant.
Yes, that storyline.
Okay, yeah.
The customer is the enemy storyline. Great.
Mm-hmm,
He's insane, but I don't know. It's great.
We love the insane ones.
I don't understand why he's managing a restaurant when that is his philosophy.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. He could run a country with that philosophy.
The customer is the enemy. But he does his job. He gets by with only like five staff employees.
Wow.
But yeah, so of course Shin's there because Shin works there and he's just the rudest thing ever in life.
Mhm.
And he's like, why are you, even though I'm younger than you, why are you speaking to me so casually?
Oh,
And I'm just here like, I'm sorry. I guess that was the wrong answer.
jeez.
And
They're
then he
just trying to make your shift go by.
and then he calls me a fuck up, but he calls me a
Oh.
in like not the meanest way ever, but basically that's what he said.
Hmm.
It's super fun, super great.
How
Oh,
interesting.
this is also the route where my female coworkers actually come in,
Hmm.
and I actually have a best friend in this storyline too.
Ooh.
Yeah, I have a best friend. Her name's Sawa.
Wait, then why wasn't she in your contacts?
I guess she is, but her name is just Sawa, so that gives me nothing.
That's fair.
When you don't put like best friend, mom, dad, kind of makes
Yeah,
things hard to know who's who.
that's fair. That's fair. When you don't have that identifier.
And then I think no. Yukio doesn't come in until like later. He just because Yukio sees you on the random streets again. Actually, no. He asked for you in the restaurant this time.
Hmm.
Yeah, weirdo. Always. So of course you're on your daily life, and then so you're at work, and you're like, oh, he never asked me about the reports. And you also get a
Mm-hmm.
flashback in the middle of like working while you're making a parfait because Ikki helps you with the parfait, and then you get a flashback of him helping you with the parfait and you looking into his eyes and you almost falling for his little magical eye fucking spell,
Oh dear.
and then you don't. It only
You
worked
go
once.
girl.
The funny thing is about it is that the reason his eyes don't work on you is because of your dad.
What?
He has the same eyes as your dad. He has the same eyes as your dad.
Oh my gosh.
So the reason his eyes don't work on you is because you have daddy issues.
How nice.
It's lovely. It's lovely. I love telling people that, yeah, this man and I started dating because I have daddy issues and his magical eyes didn't work on me.
Wow. Okay.
And the other components of Ikki falling in love with you is the fact that you didn't sleep with him or kiss him.
What?
Yeah, those are the other components of him falling in love with you, is because you wouldn't kiss him or sleep with him.
Man. He really just wanted to be celibate.
Yeah. And this man has had many girls. Many girls. He tells you, I have been with many girls.
Mm-hmm.
Because every girl he dates in his 3-month period, he sleeps with.
Okay.
Because he said, if I have to have these cursed eyes, why don't I just have some fun and make sure everybody's happy?
Well, clearly you're not happy, dude.
because he feels bad for rejecting girls and making them cry. Because he used to reject girls and they would cry and sob and be like depressed over him not liking him.
Womp womp.
So he was like, to make everybody happy, I'll just date every girl that asks me out for 3 months and we can have some fun. Mind you,
Wait,
he tells me this when he's like dead ass drunk and he's like on the phone crying to me about how he wants me to come over to his house. So I come over to his house and he kind of just holds me on the bed and just like sobs to himself. He's not really sobbing, but he's kind of sobbing, like giving me this whole backstory about how his life is so horrible because girls love him.
um, wow. Okay. Huh.
It's very Matt Rife.
It is. Like, it is. Gosh, it reeks of it.
It's giving Matt Rife, but I feel bad for Ikki.
I I kinda do too, cause like that isn't what he asked for. He just wanted friends. He was a kid.
For real. Man, a man didn't ask for like hordes of girls to fall in love with him and just be like depressed, like we're gonna kill people over this.
Exactly.
Like the girls in his fan club have made other girls disappear.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, and then Icky's over here thinking he's the problem in all his relationships,
Oh.
which he also made the agreement to only date the girls for 3 months and then never see them again with the fan club so they would stop trying to kill all those girlfriends.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gosh.
Mind you, that fan club is also the fan club that is coming after you in Toma's route.
Oh.
Those are the people who are doing the dead bugs in your mailbox and all the other stuff and like tearing down your walls. Those are the people who cut your hair.
So like were you technically dating Ikki in the other route?
No, you were just hanging out with him. You were asking him for
Oh.
advice on how to date Toma, and
Oh.
they took it as you trying to get with him.
Jeez, and now you really are with him.
When you're dating him, though, you're off limit. You're technically off limit.
But what about when you're not dating him? Like once you guys are done dating?
You do what the fan club says. You're only allowed to have the type of interaction the fan club says with him.
Okay. Hmm.
Or you disappear.
Okay.
I
Fair enough. I mean,
mean,
that's how the world
August
works.
20, August 19th, in the story in the game, you have a trip, a 3-day trip
Hmm.
with their coworkers. And mind you, one of your coworkers, Mine, she's also in love with Ikki. So she comes back. Mine is such a terrible person. Like, what the hell?
Oh, okay.
I thought she comes in and she's like this nice, great person to Ikki, but then she talks to you. She has an attitude.
Hmm.
She has a stank attitude, like somebody else we know that's new. But,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
but you're like, why? What is going on here? So then, like, Ikki leaves the room, she's like, I'm gonna steal your boyfriend from you.
Like, within seconds of him leaving the room?
Yeah. And then she's also like, I thought you didn't like him. Why are you dating him if you never liked him?
Because I can and you can't, so leave me alone.
And then she's like, I'm going to ask him out. And he's
Girl,
going to
what?
leave you for me.
Oh my gosh.
And you're just here like, what?
This
What did
girl
I
is
do?
delusional.
So she does that. She does exactly that. She keeps him after work, after you leave, and then, like, asks him out.
What's he say?
He rejects her.
Oh, I bet she didn't like that.
So then she decides she's going to take a few days off of work.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, the manager comes in and he's like, hey, because of someone, we're having some work problems here. So Mine's just not going to be coming to work for a few days.
Wow.
He says that to the rest of the whole shift, everybody on the shift. And Shin's like, this is why I had to come into work. Because y'all, little bullshit. Because Ikki's little bullshit over here with him rejecting Mine is the reason I had to come to work on my days off.
Man was really upset about it, huh?
Yeah, he was. Not to mention, Shin also told on you for he told the manager that Ikki tried to tried to assault you while walking
What?
you home. Yeah, because what happened was you and Ikki were walking home. Ikki almost kisses you, and you push him away because, of course, you're like, "Who is this man? I don't know if I can trust him."
Mm-hmm.
And he's just kind of like hurt because he's like, "This relationship is one sided.
Oof.
This whole
Oof.
relationship has been one sided for the past 3 months, and it just feels horrible for me. And I
Dang.
just wanted some sign of that you loved me." And you're like, sorry.
Poor Icky. I mean, at this point, I feel bad for him.
So then Shin goes and tells the manager, hey, yeah, Ikki tried to assault her, and then she punched him in the face, and then he ran home crying.
And then she punched him in the face and he ran home crying. I can't. Okay.
That's a story that Shin told the manager.
Okay.
And Ikki is over here like, that sounds about what he would say. But that is
Mm-hmm.
not what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Shin really hates us. Shin hates us all.
He's preying on everyone's demise.
Man is making up elaborate storylines.
He really is.
Yeah, so that also happens, and we get called out by the manager in front of everyone for that too.
Really?
Yes, he tells us that we need to leave our personal lives at home, and that we don't need to and because of a certain assault from someone else, from other coworkers, that is
Oh
ruining
my.
our work.
Oh my gosh.
And of course, you're just confused on like, what does he mean assault by other coworkers?
Mm-hmm.
Until it gets explained to you later on, because Shin doesn't explain it, and neither does the manager explain it until like at the end of the day.
Man, so you just sit there the whole day like, okay?
Just like, okay, I guess. And then, of course, you get sick, and Ikki wants to take care of you, and you're like, nah, just stay away from my house.
Oh,
Because you're like, I don't trust this man. Just gotta stay away. I can go home by myself. And he's like, oh, no, don't. But at the same time, he's like, wait for me at our usual spot. You have to go around back at the back alley while I go around the front.
why? Oh, is
Because,
it the fan club?
yeah, because he has all the girls waiting outside for him.
Mm.
So you have to go around back. And they always talk about, you should leave your stupid girlfriend already. She's so ugly. And I'm just here like, okay, that's great.
Dang, do all the girls think you're ugly in like every route?
I don't, the fan club always thinks I'm ugly,
Mm.
no matter what.
Mm.
Yeah. So of course Sawa comes into work one day. She's like, I came into work. I came to see you, my precious little baby little girl, my baby girl. She's that type of best friend.
Okay.
But then she's also like, I also came to see Ikki because I wanted to hear if the rumors were true. And you're like, what rumors? Like the rumors about his magical eyes and how he always like to plays around and with the girl and sleeps with her.
Huh.
And you're like,
That's
what?
I bet that was comforting to hear.
Of course, Orion's like, we can't trust that man. Nope, no, no, nope, 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 nope. We can never trust him ever.
Mm-hmm.
Just throw that out the window.
Just leave.
And of course, you're like, I think we should trust him still at some point
Mm-hmm.
because I wanted to trust Ikki, but at the same time, I just didn't want to get close to Ikki
Mm-hmm.
because I just didn't want to die because the fan
Fair.
club's always watching.
Oh my gosh. That sounds mortifying. The fan club's always watching.
It is. It's scary as hell.
Mm.
So, of course, you're like, okay, did you, I can't really talk because, our manager is glaring at me from the
Because
cash
you're
register.
wasting time.
Yes. And she's like, oh, well, I've seen everything I needed to see, so I'm gonna just go. Sorry for bothering you. We're gonna hang out next week, right? Next weekend. To go
Mm-hmm.
shopping for this trip. And I'm just here like, I don't know what kind of trip this is.
But okay. Cool.
You're
Great.
at a billiards club.
Billiard club?
Yeah.
What's a billiard club?
Like pool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's only 3 members in your club.
That's a
You,
lonely club.
Paula, and a guy that never gets mentioned again.
Hmm.
And then you have Icky School, which he's a part of the billiards club. Which of course
Mm-hmm.
they have so it's 18 people, 15 people in their club, including Icky. Majority of them are girls.
Mm-hmm.
His whole fan club, basically.
Okay.
And then there's one dude. And then
One dude.
the person who organized the field trip, because this field trip has to be for your billiards club.
Mm-hmm.
The organizer of the field trip is also the head of the Icky Club, the Icky Cult.
Oh, of course.
Of course. Ugh,
Because why wouldn't they be? Bless you.
thank you. But you meet her beforehand, and it's when you come outside because you're supposed to go see the fireworks with Ikki, and he leaves you waiting for like an hour.
Ugh.
Turns out he's outside of your house, but all the girls keep surrounding him. So you come outside in your yukata and you watch, and then Rika sees you, and she's like, "Oh, your girlfriend's outside waiting for you." It seems like she thinks she owns you now. Just because it's her turn to
What?
date you doesn't mean she owns you. She's not following with the agreement to stay inside of her room until you come and get her.
Jeez, she sounds insane.
And you're just sitting here like, what? And then, of course, Icky, he throws on his little mean guy act and he's like, well, the fireworks are already over with. Might as well just go do karaoke with you guys instead. And you're like, okay, all right, go ahead. Like I care.
Exactly.
I,
Like,
I don't
knock
remember who
yourself
you
out.
are. I
Mm-hmm.
don't even know who you are.
Exactly.
So yeah, he does exactly that, and you just go back inside. Orion kind of comforts you, and he's like, "That man is trash, just straight up trash."
Mm.
And you're like, you right."
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, he's kind of a good guy sometimes. He still sends me good night messages, and then he sends you a good night message talking about how he's trying to get the girls off his back and how he really
Mm.
hopes you're okay and he's sorry that he missed out on the fireworks. And you're like, "Aw, this is toxic."
Oh, that's your favorite thing, though.
This is terribly toxic.
It's
Like
amazing.
if the fan club wasn't there, you wouldn't be toxic. But
Mm-hmm.
because the fan club is there, you are toxic.
Mm-hmm.
So of course, then you go out with Sala to go shopping because she's like, "You need a new bathing suit because we're going out to the mountains." And then you're like, "What do I need for this trip?" Because you don't know what club you're in. And she's like, "You don't need anything for a billiards
Yeah.
trip." And you're like, "Oh, okay. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mind me. I'm being dumb." So then, of course, she's like, "So what made you date Icky? I thought you hated that man. Because you used to ignore him. You used to act like he didn't exist. What changed?" And then you get hit with a memory. And I
Ooh.
think this is a memory where you see him like in the back asking with another girl, and the other girl's asking him out. And he's like, "Yeah, sure, I'll date you. I'll sleep with you, give you a good time."
Mm.
And you're like, "Ew, disgusting."
As anyone would be.
And then he's like, "Oh, I'll date you next."
What?
Yeah, yeah.
So you're sitting there disgusted by his behavior, and he just looks at you and is like, "Don't worry, you're next."
Yeah, he asked you out to be the next girlfriend for the next 3 months because you're disgusted by his actions.
Wow.
So it wasn't even you asking him out, it was him asking you out, essentially,
Hmm.
which is different compared to all his other girls because you're special.
Yay.
You also meet Kent in this route because Kent and Nikki are besties,
Mm-hmm.
which is super weird, but
How
also
so?
very understandable
Hmm.
Because Kent, he's kind of like this big, towering, scary figure to everybody who's just quiet.
Mhm.
And then you have Ikki.
Mm.
In fact, Ikki and Kent become friends because Kent's girlfriend left him for Ikki.
Um, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how they become friends.
Cool, great. I'm so happy for them. That totally makes sense.
And then the basis of their relationship is that Kent makes Ikki do graduate level math problems
Mhm.
because that's the only thing that challenges Ikki, apparently.
Hmm.
Because Ikki is one of those smart kids who is effortlessly smart too.
Okay.
And that's why I get called stupid by him. It's horrible. Horrible. I hate doing math. But you're, of course, you're still looking at this relationship like, this is weird.
Yeah.
I don't understand how you two are friends because one of you is an introvert and one of you is an extrovert. One is supposed to be
Among other
tall, handsome,
things.
and scary, but also a nerd and doesn't talk to people. And if he
Mm.
does, it's just to be rude. And then you have Ikki, who claims he doesn't want to hurt anybody's feelings, so he just flirts with everybody.
Mhm.
Ken is the reason why Ikki wears his sunglasses, because he's the one that figured out that if he hides his eyes, he can stop people from falling in love with him. But he
Hmm.
doesn't actually believe in Ikki's powers. So he
He
says,
doesn't?
yeah, that's what he says, of course.
Why?
But at the same time, he finds you fascinating because you're the only one who hasn't fallen for his eyeballs.
Huh.
Ikki did, Kent doesn't believe in Ikki's magical eyeballs because Kent is logical.
Oh, okay.
You know, he's one of those people.
Well, yeah.
I don't believe anything I can't see. But even though he saw it what happened with his girlfriend, but whatever.
Mhm.
So now that I got all that out of the way, we come to the big part, the trip. So
Ooh.
you're on the trip. You have Mine on the trip as well. Sawa's also on the trip.
Mhm.
And this is the and you luckily get a bedroom with Sawa.
Well, that's good.
So on the first night they decide that they're gonna do a little midnight scare trip, to have a little fun with everybody.
Sure.
So of course they're like, you have to pick straws to get your partner.
Mhm.
So group of course they have all the groups and you get stuck with one of the fan club girls.
Oh, that's
If you get
totally
stuck with
not a
the fan
recipe for
club girl,
disaster.
and then Sawa and Mina get put together.
Mm.
The thing is, out of all the people, you're third to last to go. Sawa and Mina are last to go. Ikki and the fangirl are supposed to go after you.
Mhm.
So there's a time period where you are in the forest at the same time as everyone in the fan club.
Oh, jeez.
That's why I told you the order.
Mhm.
So when you go in, your girl leaves you because she's upset because she has to be with you. of course,
Mm-hmm.
and you're in the forest alone.
Mm-hmm.
Because I played the storyline good enough, Ikki comes and finds me.
Thank goodness.
But if I didn't play the storyline good enough, they were going to kill me.
Jesus Christ.
They were going to kill me in the woods because in the anime, they in fact take you out to the dock, put you on a boat, but but when they put you on the boat, the boat ends up getting a hole in it. They tie you up and
Mm-hmm.
they just let you float out into the sea, into the lake, and then you drown.
Ooh.
Yeah, so they effectively got rid of you and killed you. But they were going to kill you in the woods here. But Ikki finds you. You guys run off, have a little nice date, and he tells you a story of how he got his little magical eyeballs, and then he wishes on you that he wants the only girl that he ever loved to love him back. Super sweet moment.
Oh.
And then the next morning, you find out that that whole thing was rigged.
Oh, yep, that makes sense.
That whole thing was rigged to get you in the forest alone with the whole fan club so they can do whatever they're going to do to you.
Mm.
Because the girl who was with Ikki ended up saying that she was sick all of a sudden and that she needed to go inside. And he was supposed to take her inside. He did take her inside, but immediately ran out and went after you.
Mm-hmm.
And that Sawa and Mine were just kind of the outliers that they didn't really care about. So they just kind of put them together and left them together.
Mm-hmm.
At this point in time, Mine is trying to get with the innkeeper.
Go me.
But then,
You
like immediately after you go back, leave the house, leave the mountains. She's like, I'm still gonna steal your boyfriend from you.
girl. Okay.
So then after that, because of the route I went through, and me being as cautious as I was, Ikki's like, let's not talk for a few days
What?
because he's feeling guilty. So then
Okay.
a few days go by, you don't talk. And then he's kind of like brushing you off, being rude as ever. And then he's like, let's break up.
Before your 3 months is up?
Let's break up, but not break up, basically, is what he said. So then he starts hanging out with all the girls again. He doesn't talk to you, he just kind of ignores you. And then at the end of your 31 days, August 31st, he's like, you don't love me, and I kind of love you. So let's break up. This is not working out.
Oh.
And then the epilogue is him telling Kit that he really loved you and that there's never going to be, like, he's going to have to wait another 10 years for a girl to find that he's going to fall in love with that doesn't, like, treat him the way everybody else treats him and that he kind of wishes that he died.
Ooh, okay.
And then that he's like, just like, I feel terrible. And then Kent's like, yeah, I'm sorry you had your first heartbreak. You want to go to the beach and just sit by the sunset and talk about it instead of, dying.
Instead of the very huge extreme that you were jumping to.
And Icky's like, I guess, but my life is over. There's nothing fulfilling in my life anymore. And I'm just reading this like, why am I the bad guy?
I was about to say, he's throwing a whole sob story for himself, but he's the one who chose to break up with you.
I mean, also he chose to break up with me because of his agreement, but at the same time, I'm reading this because because at this time I don't even have my memories back either. Because in this route, this ending, I don't get my memories back because I didn't try hard enough to be in love with Ikki.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of just didn't get my memories back, and Ikki's just like depressed over me not loving him.
Yikes.
But if I got the good ending, I found out if I got the good ending, then I think this is the one where Yukio throws me down a well.
Uh,
But that's not the good ending. Or either he pushes me into the traffic, onto a train.
Why?
Either way, Yukio I try to avoid Yukio in every sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yukio I never explained what Yukio does in this route. Yeah, Yukio just kind of comes into the cafe. He does the whole, "Do you remember me? Do you know who I am?" Dick. And then I'm like, "No, you're weird. Leave me alone."
Mm-hmm.
And then I also tell Ikki about it, and Ikki gets like super upset about it. And he's trying to figure out like what's going on. He's like, "Tell me." And then I'm like, he's gone. Can't do anything. Comes back in. Then he has a talk with Yukio, and he's like, "If you ever talk to her ever again, I'm gonna bite you."
Dang.
Like a reasonable person, a reasonable boyfriend.
Yeah, you go, dude.
There's also a point in time where you do get sick, and he puts on a mask. Oh yeah, this is the time where you do get sick. Choma comes over, takes care of you, and then Ikki comes over, and he's like, "Who are you?" And Choma's like, "Who are you?" And Ikki's like, "I'm her boyfriend." And then Choma explains the weird family dynamic, and he's like, "Yeah, you're kind of like her brother, but I don't feel comfortable with you being here as her boyfriend." And Choma's like, well, you pick. Who do you want here?" And of course, like half the time during this conversation, Ikki's wearing a full face covering mask that Kent picked out for him.
Okay.
Like kind of like a Darth Vader mask.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Okay.
And then of course I picked Ikki, and Ikki's like, "Oh, thank God she picked me to stay here."
Wow.
Hold on. But yeah, then Ikki goes into explaining like, "Yeah, I know Kent wanted me to he used my fear that you were going to die." Because for some reason he thought I was going to die.
From getting sick?
Yeah, I caught a cold, and he's like,
You know, Ikki kind of sounds a bit dramatic. You know what? Thinking about it, Ikki and Kent's relationship makes me think of that the two guys from or Host Club. Is that what it's called? The Host Club show.
oh, yes, Kyoto and not Kyoto, Kiyoya and Tamaki.
Yeah, it makes me think of them.
That does make sense. That does. They do kind of mirror that relationship.
Sorry, just the more you say about how out there some of the things Ikki thinks and does, it just clicked.
Yeah. So he's like, I know Kent used this to his advantage to make me wear this stupid mask, but I don't care. I just want to make sure you're okay. I didn't want
Aw.
anybody stopping me on my journey to get here.
Aw,
And I'm just here like, that's so cute.
it really is. And you didn't love him? I mean, I can understand that. You were really cautious.
I was worried about dying.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair.
By day 23, I already knew I wasn't going to die. But by that time, I was too late.
The torments of love.
Because I was like, okay, I'm free. The fan club can't get me now. And then that's when he was like, let's kind of cool off this relationship. And I was like, what do you mean? I'm free now. I'm no longer held by the bounds and constraints of your fan club trying to kill me. The only thing holding me back is Yukio trying to kill me.
True.
But yeah, that also happens. I forgot, how did I get to that part? How did I backtrack to that? Oh yeah, but good ending. The good ending is your father comes in to the restaurant. He tells you, I'm taking you to America with me because I found a new wifey. And you're like, I don't want to go. And he's like, I don't care. You're coming with me.
Ew.
And then Yukio steps in. I mean, not Yukio, but Ikki steps in and he's like, no, let's make a compromise. What if she stays with me instead? And
Hmm.
then she gets to stay here. And your dad's just like, yeah, that seems like a good compromise.
So he just. Okay.
And and then you look into your dad's eyes, look into Ikki's eyes, realize that they're the same. And then
Mm-hmm.
you're like, oh, I understand now why
You just
I've
had a
never loved this
huge, like.
man. And then you tell Ikki the truth, and then Ikki's like, oh my god, we can be together forever now. Because I've never kissed you, I've never slept with you, and you have no effect with my eyes.
Nice. Okay.
That's the
Cool.
happy ending for you.
Yay for a happy ending?
And so you move in with Ikki. At least you're in
Nice.
college?
College?
Yeah, at least you're in college.
Okay.
So it's not as weird for you to move in with the man. But you've only been dating him for 3 months.
Mm.
And he's been imagining you living with him since like day one.
Oh.
Cause like in that very dramatic, over dramatic ending, he was talking about we could have lived here together. We could have had a happy family together.
Mm.
And I was just here like, dude, were you planning our marriage? Over
For
the course
real.
of
Like,
3 months?
and like how long were you planning this?
I'm
When
not
were
even
you
sure
gonna
I
involve
like
me in the plans?
you. Like, You were planning us to live together, have a happily ever after. I'm the only one who's met your only friend. Yeah, it was a lot of just like this man is planning out our whole livelihood, and I just have no input, no idea, just amnesiac.
You're just sitting there like, cool. What do I like to eat?
There's one part where you and Ken go over to Kent go over to Ikki's house, and he's like, Kent's just staring at you like, why do you look surprised to be here? And it's like, yeah, she's never been to my house before. And Kent's like, what do you mean? Haven't you guys been dating for 3 months?
Hmm.
And you're like, "Mm, yeah, I just never been to his house." And then Ikki and
Yeah, why you judging?
awkwardly, and then they just have to awkwardly laugh about that.
Hmm.
Because then Ikki's like, she's never even kissed me. Tears.
He's that
Hands
one
over the tears.
emoji. He's the one emoji with the big smile and then that one tear.
That man is always ranting to Kent about how his love life sucks. And Kent is just here like, okay.
Okay,
Remember,
homewrecker, chill out.
remember when you were in my relationship?
Ken's over here like, oh my gosh, I can't possibly imagine what that feels like. Oh no. Boo.
And then you sit there, you're fighting with Ikki. I mean, not Ikki, but Kent. Because Kent calls you ugly and plain.
Hmm.
And Ikki's like, seems like you two are having a good time.
Not him getting jealous.
And then you're like, what in the world? We're arguing. This man is saying rude things to me. And then Ikki's like, that's how he says he likes people.
Sure, buddy.
And I'm just here like, okay. Just because he says rude things to you and you're okay with that. He doesn't even consider you a friend. Man only tolerates you because you do the math problems he creates.
You're his little guinea pig. That's the only reason he likes you.
Man doesn't even like Ikki. He says that he doesn't even like Ikki.
Wow.
But they've known each other for a long time. And I'm just sitting here like, how do any of you people have friends? Oh wait, you don't. I forget you guys
Dang.
don't have friends.
You're
But at the same
lonely.
time, I only have one friend apparently too. Mind you,
Outside of
mind
your
you,
boyfriend, yeah.
so I told Sawa about Mine and what she was doing to me.
Mm-hmm.
And Sawa, when we went on that trip, she was like, we might as well all be friends.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I was just, it was giving, it was giving you know who.
Mm-hmm. 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 I see. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'm just here like, okay, you want me to be friends with the person who just tried to steal my boyfriend?
No,
All
thank
right.
you.
And the person who was okay with letting the fan club do whatever they were going to do to me didn't care. Because she asked about the plans earlier.
Hmm.
And she knew they were planning things against me.
You're kidding.
Yeah, me they knew. Because they're not secretive about like them planning to hurt people.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Crazy.
Mhm.
It actually reminds me of another storyline that I liked only because of the crazy woman involved. And that had to do with my other game, Sleepless Cinderella, and he was a plastic surgeon. That game
One
is
second.
only that game is
What?
only fun because that story that route is only
What's that?
fun because oh right. On Sleepless Cinderella is only fun because with the plastic surgeon, he's a great guy, nice guy. He even does
Mhm.
the whole distancing thing because he doesn't want me to get hurt kind of crap. But
Mhm.
his nurse his nurse is batshit crazy.
Oh.
She's the one that
Okay.
chucks me in the car when he leaves the car for like to go figure out something. Comes back, I'm gasping for air, trying not to die
Oh
after she
my
tried to choke me
gosh.
to death. And then she follows me
Jeez.
all the way to Korea and tries to stab me.
Oh my gosh.
And we find out she's just insane because after she got plastic surgery, her husband left her because he found out that she was ugly beforehand. And the only person
Wow.
that ever loved her was the plastic surgeon.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Jeez.
that's what it Ralph reminds me of.
Mhm.
Except Ikki just has magical eyes. But if you look away from him and you like go off somewhere, you won't remember him unless you like
Really?
know him, like fan club know him.
Hmm.
Yeah, cause like one part there was like a group of girls that come in to see him, and they're like, "If will you go out with me if I come back?" He's like, "Yeah." So they leave, and then they never come back.
Wow.
Yeah, it's only if you're looking into his eyeballs that you fall in love with him.
Hmm.
Because even Sawa was like, "You're such a pretty person," as she looked into his eyeballs and was like, "When are you guys gonna break up?"
Wow.
And then she stopped looking at him and she was like, what, what, what was that? Am I crazy?
Hmm.
Yeah,
I
his
mean, I'd
magic
say
eyeballs.
so, but
Oh, when Ryan hears about this story, he's like, yeah, that could happen sometimes. That's the only way I can explain this phenomenon.
it happens.
It
That's
happens.
not an okay.
Where gods grant wishes and they make your wishes come true. This must be one of those
In
moments.
some of the worst ways possible.
And I'm just here like, this isn't what he wished for.
Hmm.
What
He
he
wished
wished
for friends.
was for people to like him. He
Hmm.
didn't wish for people to be over here killing other people for him, for his love.
Hmm.
And then he has to carry the burden of all the people that they kill
Hmm.
because they don't care.
Hmm.
All they care about is getting their turn
To an extreme amount.
and then making sure you don't get and then you don't get a second round with him.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you that the manager only hired him because of his magic eyeballs, and he doesn't let him wear sunglasses because he says it brings in more customers.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Capitalism at its finest.
At its absolute finest.
But overall, Ikki's route was great if you just ignore the fan club and ignore Ikki for like every time he has to interact with any other girl.
Mm.
Because when you're alone, he's a great guy. But then when there's other women involved, he's
All of a
horrible.
sudden.
All of a sudden, he has a split personality. I give him a 3 out of 5.
A 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
3 out of 5 stars. Would possibly recommend.
Yeah. On a good day, I would recommend him.
On
But
a good day.
you just have to be prepared.
Mm-hmm.
And then next after that, we have Kent. Kent's great.
Ah, yes, Kent the math guy.
Yeah. Our graduate math student.
So
Kent,
much fun, I bet.
I would still give Kent like a 4 out of 5 out of everybody so far, but you know, his ranking, his rank, he's like the most normal person in here. So
That's fair.
of course his ranking's a lot higher.
Of course.
And I'm already suspicious of Shin.
Mm-hmm.
I firmly believe that Shin pushed me off a cliff.
Really?
Yes, I'm a firm believer of it. I don't care if it's not true or not. Still a firm believer. We'll find out when I get to his route, though. It will not. It will not change my mind even after I see the truth.
You'll be sitting there, you'll see exactly who pushed you off a cliff, and you're gonna be like, no.
No, this doesn't seem right. Shin pushed me off that cliff.
Suddenly, I was very, very blind. I couldn't see who actually did it, so I'm just gonna go with my gut.
Yeah, pretty much. Because Shin has not been nice to me in one route.
What?
That man is horrible. I mean, he's horrible. He's supposedly younger than me, but he's so mean.
I mean,
Like, what did I do to you?
yeah, but sometimes I can't even defend him. I was trying to find something.
I also heard that Toma comes back in Shin's route, so
Ugh.
yay!
Yay.
Luckily, we get no Toma and Shin's and Kent's route at all.
Well, that's good.
The funny thing is, I realized after you read Toma's route, you see why he can't just show up in other people's routes.
Yeah.
That man is insane. He can't be in other people's routes.
Man is straight up off his rocker.
Man would try to kill everybody in every other route. Yes, but we love Ikki's fan club.
Woo!
By the way, Ikki's name, his real name is Ikki Yu, so
Icky.
yeah,
Okay.
that's his full name, but he likes to be called by Ikki. The only person
Okay.
who calls him by his full name is the only person who calls him by his full name is Kent.
Wow. Okay, I mean, I guess that makes sense as his only friend.
Yeah. The Tamaki and Kiyoya duo. I never put that together.
Hmm.
I would have
Yeah.
never put that together.
Well, you're welcome for that visual.
He also gives a bit of Mori too. Just like when you think of Kit as
Yeah.
he's described, Mori is like the description, and you would give Kiyoya his mind and like his relationship with Tamaki.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was only supposed to be an hour, and I made it an hour and almost 20 minutes.
Okay. Well, I mean, it was juicy.
Kim's route won't be as long because Kim is boring.
Oh no, I wouldn't have guessed. From a math graduate? No.
The funny thing is, I finished like Ikki's route in like 3 hours.
Really?
Yeah,
Dang, you were zooming through it.
I was speed running,
Wow.
and it took me like an hour to get to where I am in Kim's route, and I'm like on day 20
Wow.
because I was just trying to figure stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, I'm just like Kent's boring, but he's my type for when it comes to anime men.
Yep. Yep.
But boring.
You
They're,
need
u-
the
they're
you need the splash of toxic.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's usually something interesting. He's toxic. There are toxic traits.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong. There's usually just something interesting.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that.
Oh, so he really is boring.
Yeah, he has a family full of logical thinkers.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. Which I will get more into next week when we go over his route.
Yep. Sounds like a
Yeah,
plan.
we love that man.
Next week we talk about the math geek.
Yeah, we love math geeks in here. Not really.
Sometimes.
Not really.
Whoa.
Kent is the only math geek I've ever.
The only man that can never make me do math.
The funny thing is, I did those math problems. I did all 10 of those math problems twice.
Twice?
Yes, because it's only 10 math problems. So I did the whole thing over again to try to get the right answer again. I did not.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because I was trying to prove I wasn't stupid. And then
That
I
didn't
gave up.
work out, did it?
No. Elementary math, my ass.
You're really salty over these math problems.
I was. It was terrible. I haven't done math since like 2020.
I'm about to do math in 2 weeks.
Even then, I didn't even have to do like math. I was doing like mortgage.
What?
Yeah, I was doing because I had quantitative literacy as a
Oh. Oh, okay.
yeah. So we are learning how to do like real math, like life saving math.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm over here taking Introduction to Algebra for like the 5th time.
Oh, we love that.
It's gonna be a bird course. I just hate that I have to take it all over again. Well, good night.
Night.
We're gonna be texting anyways, but
Right.
bye.
Bye.